Good morning, dear students. Welcome back to our lesson How do organisms reproduce. Now we'll go ahead for the male reproductive system. So for it, in a male reproductive system, there are two things. Primary reproductive system. This primary reproductive system is consist of testes or testes and testicles. These testes are also called as the testicles. Okay, it's a singular. And the penis means these two are the primary reproductive system or the primary sexual characteristic, and this is very necessary, primary or necessary. Okay, so primary reproductive system is what? Testis and the penis, which is getting into the male, or this is responsible for the male characteristic, that is called as a testis and the penis. Okay, and testis is testicles, or testis it is called, and penis is called as a copulatory organ. Okay, which is helping in the sexual act actually. And the second, this reproduction is, the second part is accessory. First is necessary and second is accessory, means which is helping to the necessary, or which is responsible or which helps for the primary reproductive system, that is called as a accessory reproductive system. Then what parts are coming into the accessory reproductive system? So here it comes as a vas deferens, that is also called as a sperm duct. Okay, sperm duct also it is called. Then it is also called, then other things which is responsible for the accessory reproductive system, that is epididymis, then seminal vesicle, then prostate gland. So these all are coming into the accessory reproductive system. Okay, this accessory reproductive system is helping to the primary reproductive system or necessary reproductive system. If primary reproductive system would not be there, and if accessory reproductive system would be there, then there is no use. Okay, it is not at all useful. So that primary reproductive system is very important, and for that primary reproductive system, this accessory reproductive system is helping. So here I would like to introduce to you with the every part of the male reproductive system. Okay, accessory and necessary, I hope you got. Accessory means which are helping for the necessary, and necessary are these two. This is testes, or it's a side picture, right? So here only one is given, but actually always testes are always two in number, means a pair of tests are present into the human male. And this is penis. This structure is called as a penis. So this testes and penis are the necessary sexual organ, and the others which are helping for this necessary sex organs are called as a accessory sex organ. So we will see now one by one every structure. So these are the testes. Okay, this is oval shape, these are called as a testes, and this testes are always oval shape, and these are responsible for the release of the testosterone hormone. Okay, these are responsible for the release of the testosterone hormone, and this testosterone hormone is responsible for the characteristic, secondary sexual characteristic, means after when the boy is reaching at the age of puberty, due to this testosterone hormone, the physical change are taking place into the human male due to the testosterone hormones. Okay, so this is important hormone which is secreted by the testes into the human male. So I hope you understand. And here there is a structure, and through that some sperms are also releasing. Sperm cell is actually the male sex cell. Okay, sperm cell is the male sexes, which is also haploid, and that sperm cell releases sperm. The sperm cells are released due to the testes, and the formation of the sperms is called as a spermatogenesis. This process is called as a spermatogenesis. So students, if it would be asked into the exam, what is meant by spermatogenesis? So formation of sperm into the testes is called as a spermatogenesis, formation of sperm. Okay, so this is the testes, you can see. And you can see here one skinny pouch, and in this skinny pouch your testes are kept very properly, and that skinny pouch is called as a scrotum. I hope you understand. This is the skinny pouch, and in that skinny pouch the testes are kept properly. Okay, that pouch like structure, and that pouch like structure contains testes, and these are present outside the abdominal cavity. At the birth, these testes are inside the abdominal cavity, and whenever the male child is taking birth, these are coming out. At the time of the birth, these are coming out of the abdominal cavity, but always these are keeping into these testes are always keeping into this scrotum. And this testes, one more thing about testes or this scrotum, that area you can see here in this picture, this area is called as a scrotum, which is the pouch like structure, okay, that contains testes and which are in the out of the abdominal cavity. Whenever the sperms are formed, these sperms are formed into the testes. And so students, why these are always been kept outside the abdominal cavity? Actually these are very delicate, so it should be into the abdominal cavity, but why these are kept? Because the formation of sperm is the process that is called as a spermatogenesis process, and that spermatogenesis process require temperature lower than the body temperature. Means if we have a temperature 37 degrees Celsius, if we have a temperature 37 degrees Celsius, then for the spermatogenesis process we should have a 34 to 35 degrees Celsius. Means there should be a difference of 2 to 3 degrees Celsius, and so that it has been kept outside the abdominal cavity. Okay, outside the abdominal cavity it is been kept, and this area is called as a scrotum. And during it gives a form, the scrotum is actually giving a form to the testes. Means during winter season this is during winter season it is smaller in size, and during summer season is in larger in size. So it's a area in which it is testes are kept. After that student, you can see this white area. Okay, this white area is called as a epididymis. It's a tubular part. Actually here this white area is called as a epididymis. What it is called? Epididymis. Epididymis. And this epididymis has also various parts. This epididymis has also various parts, upper, middle and the lower part. So what is the function of this epididymis? It is temporarily stores the sperms which are delivered from the testes. Okay, when the human male is excited and when it releases the sperms, those sperms are getting stored for a short period of time into this area, and that area is called as a epididymis. Okay, after epididymis you can see here to epididymis there is one tube like structure. That tube like structure is called as a vas deferens. Okay, or it is also called as a sperm duct. Vas deferens, or it is also called as a sperm duct. Duct means what? Tubule like structure, and this is also tubule like structure. So what happens once the sperms are made, then these sperms are temporarily deposited into the epididymis, and from epididymis this has to carry, okay, this has to carry up till penis. So it has to carry through this small tube like structure that is called as a vas deferens. And see here students, you can see here the urinary bladder. Okay, this is called as a urinary bladder. Okay, and this is the ureter. We have a pair of ureter and one urinary bladder which is muscular in shape. So this bladder, what this bladder is doing? This bladder is collecting the urine. Then what is the concern here of this urinary bladder and the ureter? Because here students you can see whenever this is coming, this vas deferens is coming here, you can see here one gland like structure. This gland like structure is called as a seminal vesicle. This gland like structure is called as a seminal vesicle or seminal vesicle, which is accessory gland which helps for the necessary reproductive system. So seminal vesicle is actually a gland which secretes some fluid which helps for the sperm for its motility, right? Because sperm cell is elongated and sperm cell has to move ahead, and this seminal vesicle secretes some fluid, and that fluid, so seminal vesicle releases or secretes some fluid which helps in easy transportation of the sperm cell. It adds in penis for the movement of the sperm. The shape of the sperm is elongated, and so for the motility some fluid is required. Okay, only sperm cannot move ahead. Okay, the main function of the sperm is to move ahead. Okay, so that sperm cannot move. So seminal vesicle, what it does, it secretes some fluid, and that fluid is not only helping for the movement or for the motility it is designed, it also provides the nutrition for the sperm cell. So this is the gland that is called as a seminal vesicle, which release the fluid. That fluid is responsible for the easy transportation as well as which provides the nutrition for the sperm cell. Later on, if you will move, there is one more gland. This is urinary bladder which contains urine. One more gland is there, and that gland is called as a prostate gland. What is the function? This is also accessory gland. This is also accessory gland. What is the function of this prostate gland? This prostate gland also secrete fluid like medium only, and this is also helping in the movement of the sperm as well as provide nutrition for the sperm cell. Do you understand, students? This also providing nutrition, means seminal vesicle fluid and the prostate gland fluid both are providing nutrition for the sperm cell, and both are responsible for the easy transportation of the sperm cell. So I hope you understand this both accessory gland, that is seminal vesicle or seminal vesicle, and the prostate gland. Okay, so this is carried, and you can see here in also one tubule like structure or the tube like structure. What it does, when it goes, that tubule like structure joins to this vas deferens, you can see here. Okay, means this gland is also joined, seminal vesicle is also joined, and the prostate gland is also joined, and later on that same gland is coming from the bladder also. What is the function of it? And the function is, means urethra. This part is called as a urethra. This is mixing into the urethra, you have seen, into the excretory system. This urethra is called as a urinogenital organ. Urinogenital organ, why it is called, or urinogenital tract, means this is passing out urine also and the sperm cells also along with the secretion. Do you understand, student? But at the same time the both things are not carried out through this urethra. So I hope you understand, this is the area of the penis in which only urethra is present, and this urethra is passing out urine also and the sperm cell along with its secretion. But both the things are not released at the same time. When the human male is excited, it will release the sperm cell along with the fluid, and at the time of the urination it will pass only urine. So here is the function of the urethra, and this urethra is also called as a urinogenital tract. It is called as a urinogenital tract. So we have reached here, and not last we have seen, that is penis. Penis is the main copulatory organ into the human male, okay, which is also outside of the body. Okay, so this it is muscular. It does not contain any bone. Okay, it is muscular, and it is rich in blood vessels. Okay, rich in blood vessels means a lot of blood vessels are present. It does not contain any bone. It is completely muscular. Okay, normally its size is small. Normally means normally the size of this penis is very small, but whenever the male is excited or during sexual intercourse, it becomes, the size of it becomes bigger and it becomes erect. Okay, and through the into this penis, it's a copulatory organ which is help into the actual sexual act, or whenever the male and female bodies are fuses, whenever there is a physical contact between the male and female body, this organ is inserted into the vaginal tract of the female. So this part is very essential, and that is called as a penis, which does not contain any bone, which is muscular, which is rich in the blood vessels. So this is all about the male reproductive system, and I hope you understand. If you have any doubt into the male reproductive system, you may ask me. Thank you very much.